There's more bad news about Steve Harvey and Katt Williams' fight than you thought. Listen to the Club Shay Show with Shannon Sharp to find out what happened. Steve Harvey finally spoke out against Katt Williams' claims, and let's just say that he didn't hold back. We're going to talk about the shocking verbal fight that left Katt Williams embarrassed and Steve Harvey on top in today's video. Get ready for the biggest fight between famous people ever. Now picture this. Katt Williams, the short comic who likes to make a fuss, didn't waste any time going right to the good stuff. The first thing he did was accuse Cedric, the entertainer, of stealing his jokes. It didn't end there, though. Being someone who never shies away from trouble, Katt Williams went after Steve Harvey. It was said that Steve not only stole ideas, but also copied Mark Cooper's style when he was on the Steve Harvey show. The same Steve who went to see Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had, Katt said. Steve now has a show in which he plays a principal and dresses in a suit. Then he gets this high-top fade that makes all black men think he has the best outfit in the business. It's a man unit as well. Ouch! Katt didn't end there. He made fun of Steve's claim that he didn't want to be a movie star by saying, "This is the same man who said that about Bernie Mac." Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Katt Williams brought up Bernie Mac's name. People always say that things will get heated when Bernie Mac comes up. Let's talk about Bernie Mac for a moment. He was a star in the comedy world, known for his honest humor and warm personality. He began his job by singing for his church community when he was only 8 years old. In addition to his comedic work, Bernie also had some sad times, like when his mother died of cancer. He used these events to fuel his comedy. Bernie Mac got his big break when he joined the cast of Ocean's 11 with George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and other big names. But Bernie wasn't just successful in movies. He also ruled TV with The Bernie Mac Show, which got him nominated for both an Emmy and a Golden Globe. His sudden death from pneumonia in 2008 shocked the entertainment business and left a hole that can never be filled. Let's go back to the fight. In Katt Williams' mind, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and even Ricky Smiley have joined forces to hurt him. "They've been a group for 30 years, he said. "This is not a group of 3 random guys. What Steve and C did was make sure that Ricky Smiley showed up to all of my interviews. That's what they would tell anyone. Listen, that side has a gang. They understand what it is." But let's get to the heart of this argument even more. Katt Williams didn't just say that Steve Harvey was working against Bernie Mac. He also told a shocking new part of the story that left everyone stunned. It was said by Katt that he had been asked to replace the late and beloved Bernie Mac on the Kings of Comedy tour. He turned down the offer, though, because it was the right thing to do. Katt Williams said that he wouldn't fill Bernie Mac's shoes because he knew it was the right thing to do, not because he was rude. This already very interesting feud got even more interesting when they made that choice. Since Katt Williams' shocking claims against Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer have died down, it looks like there's more to this fight than meets the eye. Katt's words might have been lost in the noise if not for some sharp support and interviews that have been found and added to this star fight to make it more interesting and dramatic. First, let's talk about how Katt Williams became friends with Bernie Mac's daughter, which was a surprise. You read that right. Since Bernie Mac died so long ago, he seems to be watching over this fight from beyond the grave. A surprising turn of events is that Bernie's daughter has come forward to back Katt Williams. She thinks Katt is telling the truth and that Steve Harvey and Cedric, the Entertainer, may have something to hide. Ed Lover, whose name is linked to hip-hop and who is seen as a voice of reason in the entertainment business, has now spoken out. In a recent interview, Ed Lover talked about what he thought about the fight. He said that rumors have been going around the business for years that Steve Harvey is jealous of and angry at Bernie Mac. It turns out that Steve might have seen Bernie as a foe to his own growing star. This fear could have led to some of the thefts and sabotage that were said to have happened. There's more, though. Some very dedicated fans have been digging deep and have found an old chat with Cedric the Entertainer and DL Hughley. In that talk, Cedric and DL told a story that was similar to what Katt Williams said. These people said that Steve Harvey did have bad feelings about Bernie Mac and may have done everything he could to stop Bernie from becoming more famous in the comedy world. It's possible that Cedric and DL were giving us hints all those years ago, but we didn't notice them until now. Not only is it about stolen jokes and small fights, but it's also about the heart of comedy. Macks' legacy, and how far some comics would go to get attention. Fans and people in the entertainment business can't stop talking about this fight because it keeps getting more complicated with each new piece of information. But what did Steve Harvey say in answer to these claims? Will he keep quiet and let the storm pass, or will he fight back to protect his honor? We thought Steve Harvey and Katt Williams' fight couldn't get any worse, but now Steve has released a new video that has fans and people in the entertainment business talking. Surprisingly, Steve Harvey didn't directly respond to Katt's harsh claims in his most recent video. He did something different instead, which has everyone scratching their heads. In the video, Steve Harvey greets his friends and wishes them a happy new year. He talks about his hopes for a great year ahead and seems to be full of good vibes. But what he doesn't say is what really blows my mind. Fans are bombarding Steve's Instagram and YouTube accounts with questions about Katt's damaging claims, but Steve doesn't address them directly. Harvey didn't immediately respond to Katt Williams' claims of joke theft and mischief. Instead, he used a rather vague tone. What he said about Katt was very clear. He called her a liar and told his people to ignore these false accusations. Steve, what's going on? Did he just prove the claims by not denying them, or is he choosing to stay quiet as a risk? Fans aren't sure what to think, and rumors are flying around like crazy. To fully understand the complexities of this fight, it's important to look into what Steve Harvey has said in the past about Mack. In 2010, Steve talked about his friendship with the late great comedian in an appearance on Bet's Conversations with Ed Gordon. He said at that time that there had been reports and constant talk about problems between him and Mack. This fight started with an interview Mack gave to GQ in 2003. In it, he said that Steve Harvey was jealous of his success and had even tried to steal gigs from him. Steve replied that the GQ story made him angry at first. I was upset at first because it just wasn't true. He did say, though, that he and Bernie had many good times together and had talked about the GQ article, with Bernie denying making those negative comments. It is important to note that the fight seemed to have died down before Mack's sudden death in 2008. Once Mack had died, Steve told everyone that Rhonda McCullough, Bernie's wife, had been a big part of helping him get over their supposed fight. Steve said that Rhonda told him the truth and helped him let go of any anger he might have had. A video reaction by Steve Harvey to Katt Williams' accusations has made many people wonder if Steve Harvey's past is finally coming up with him. Could Katt's claims of stealing things and sabotaging them be a sign of problems that were hidden for a long time but were never really solved? Steve's choice not to directly address the claims has only made people more interested in what might be true. It's clear that this fight is about more than just stolen jokes and personal grudges. It goes deep into what comedy is all about, the memory of the late and great Mack, and the lengths comics will go to get attention. This fight keeps getting worse as new information comes out. Fans and people who work in the business are literally holding their breath, waiting to see how it all plays out. Now the big question is whether Steve Harvey will keep quiet about Katt Williams' shocking claims, or whether he will finally come out swinging to protect his reputation. Time will tell, but one thing is for sure. This star fight has a lot more heat and drama left in it. There's a lot of talk about Steve Harvey and Katt Williams' heated argument, and fans are making their voices heard. Their opinions show that they like the story but are also skeptical and want to know the truth. One fan's reply jumped out because it showed how deeply Katt Williams' words touched people. When Katt talks about Bernie, you can hear the pain and respect in her voice. That's a real friend. On the other end of the scale, people are skeptical about how honest Hollywood is. Very few people on TV and in Hollywood ever tell the truth, said another fan. Just off the top of my head, Katt, George Carlin, and Dave are some people who tell the truth. Everyone, the curtain has come down on yet another exciting story in the world of famous feuds. Here we are at the end of this emotional and accusatory ride. With more questions than solutions, please let us know. How do you feel about Steve Harvey's silence? Is it a sign that he wants to play a smart game? Also, let's not forget Katt Williams' position. Is his support of Mack's legacy a good thing, or are his charges not what they seem to be? Leave your ideas in the section below. We want to hear what you have to say. Goodbye and have a great time.